April 25, 2024, Pingtan, Fuzhou. A residential complex, shocking, tofu-dreg engineering issues have surfaced, alarming the entire society. Journalists visiting the area discovered a series of severe quality problems, including hollow bottom support columns, exposed reinforcement bars, multiple defects in the basement, faded playground surfaces, and leaky homes. Since the January 2020 notice for handover, the quality issues in this complex have been incessant, leaving the majority of residents hesitant to accept their homes. Mr. Lin, a villager, revealed that although the developer has sent workers to make repairs, they have been superficial fixes, and quality issues persist. In the complex, a notice labeled "Qualified" with an engineering quality assessment form was seen affixed to a wall, yet surprisingly, all 5 responsible parties in the acceptance report stamped "acceptance" with their official seals. Subsequently, journalists visited the project's construction unit, Pingtan Comprehensive Experimental Zone Xianxing Industrial Co., Ltd. Seeking details but faced mutual passing of responsibility between the company's Comprehensive Management Department and its Engineering Department. Furthermore, inquiries were made to officials from the Pingtan District Transportation and Construction Bureau, who acknowledged the quality issues in the complex and pledged to compile related complaints for the developer, urging them to rectify the situation. This series of events has sparked widespread doubts about the inadequate supervision of the construction industry. On one hand, developers engage in passing the buck and superficial rectification, on the other, inspection by regulatory bodies exhibits glaring flaws. This is not merely an issue confined to one residential area but represents a severe challenge prevalent in China's construction industry. Tofu-dreg projects and quality defects not only undermined people's legitimate rights but also posed serious threats to their safety and property. March 23, 2023, Guangdong. A sudden collapse of the ground in a mall injured an innocent customer, raising serious doubts about the building's safety. Surveillance footage captured this heart-stopping moment, prompting significant concerns about the structural integrity of the mall. Similarly, on the same tumultuous day, a woman faced a fierce windstorm at home. As the wind raged, balcony doors and windows were blown off, leaving the house in disarray. Startled, the woman fell, clutching her baby tightly, fleeing the house. Was this a natural disaster or human error? One must ask, could tragedies like these have been avoided with stronger building resilience against storms? More shockingly, a Chinese woman casually leaned on a roadside railing, only for it to unexpectedly detach, causing her to fall heavily and sustain multiple injuries. Such absurd and dangerous incidents beg the question, how many hazards are concealed within these so-called safety facilities? Chinese netizen skepticism resounds, how could a modern building collapse so easily? Is this merely coincidence? Or is it the inevitable consequence of fundamental flaws in construction? Even more alarming, in April 2023, a resident in Fujian, China, was astonished to discover that the supposed cement columns in their new home were entirely filled with sand, devoid of cement and reinforcement bars. Who dares to reside in such a tofu-dreg structure? China's real estate development is flourishing, yet behind this prosperity lies a series of daunting quality issues. Experts from the Greater Bay Area Financial Research Institute in Shenzhen pointed out. China has a plethora of quality problems in its buildings, with many projects turning out to be substandard. Many homes suffer from leakage issues immediately upon occupancy, requiring repairs shortly after. If this continues, the quality of life for ordinary citizens will suffer. In recent years, he encountered many friends wondering why China is undergoing so much renovation of old cities and houses. Upon investigating, they found the conditions to be truly shocking. Despite Shenzhen being a relatively young city, why does it require so much renovation of old buildings? The conditions were indeed dire, necessitating renovation. Yet, consider this, these buildings are only a few decades old, some as young as 20 or 40 years, given that Shenzhen Special Economic Zone itself is only 40 years old. This indicates how poor the quality of our previous buildings was. Can a country like China afford to keep reconstructing every 30 or 40 years? If so, the quality of life for ordinary Chinese citizens won't be very good. Constant demolitions and reconstructions disrupt daily life. Contrast this with Europe or the United States, where you'll find older buildings that may look worn on the surface but are structurally sound. They don't have bulldozers everywhere, which is a significant issue. From an economic perspective, excessive pursuit of efficiency often sacrifices quality. This is a general rule. When pursuing short-term gains on a large scale, quality should be the top priority. Thus, the prevalence of shoddy workmanship and rushed production in China is undoubtedly problematic, a natural consequence of prioritizing efficiency over quality. 2023, Yiwu, Zhejiang, a newly built residential complex named Xijiang Elegant Garden, has recently become the focus of public attention. The reason is simple. The building's quality issues have prompted strong dissatisfaction and complaints from homeowners. In videos, homeowners lightly scratch their load-bearing pillars, only for chunks of concrete to fall off, revealing the inner construction materials. Another homeowner taps the pillars with a stick, finding the concrete crumbling like powder. These alarming scenes have raised serious doubts about the building quality in this new residential area. Is this even considered a pillar? This is outrageous, one homeowner exclaimed in anger. They purchased load-bearing pillars only to find their quality severely lacking. This not only concerns their personal safety but also jeopardizes the lives and properties of the entire community. The incident quickly escalated on social media, triggering widespread attention and discussion across society. People are questioning the developer's construction quality and demanding relevant authorities intervene to investigate and provide reasonable explanations and solutions. Facing public skepticism and homeowners' anger, the developers finally stepped forward to respond. They expressed deep apologies for the quality issues and pledged to rework any substandard products to ensure the safety of homeowners. However, the quality issues exposed by this incident are not isolated cases. In recent years, some developers have sacrificed building quality to maximize profits. Incidents like those at Xijiang Elegant Garden have become an undeniable social problem. In another residential complex in Jiangsu, journalists received a tip-off from homeowner Mr. May, revealing a shocking construction quality problem. When the camera focused on the load-bearing wall of Mr. May's home, the cement outer layer was broken, exposing the internal filling of foam plastic. Another astonishing discovery was made within the living room wall, where a different type of plastic was found inside the load-bearing wall, the nature and purpose of which remained unclear but undoubtedly heightened concerns about the home's quality. According to Mr. May, he stumbled upon this issue during renovations. Construction workers noticed something unusual when tapping the wall, and further investigation revealed this startling secret. The discovery that the load-bearing wall, a crucial structural support of the building, was filled with foam plastic posed a grave threat to building safety. Even more unbelievably, in another room, workers digging into the baseboard found the wall hollow, directly connected to the adjacent green area. This design not only violated building codes but also posed significant safety risks. Mr. May also reported an issue with the thickness of the wall on the second-floor master bedroom balcony. From bottom to top, the thickness increased from a few centimeters to 8 or 9 centimeters, raising doubts about the wall's verticality. Meeting building standards. Faced with this series of construction quality problems, Mr. May felt deeply helpless and angry. He stated that this was clearly a tofu-dreg project, with foam plastic and numerous other issues found throughout the rooms. Although the developer had promised to replace his home with the best quality, this promise remains unfulfilled after nearly 8 years. Mr. May felt the developer was simply playing with him, subjecting him to almost a decade of waiting. When journalists reached out to the developer, their response was dismissive. They claimed that the foam found inside the concrete wall was merely a superficial quality defect and did not pose a threat to the overall structural safety of the house. They even considered materials like foam and wood inside concrete walls to be within reasonable limits. However, such explanations fail to assuage public doubts and concerns. As a critical structural element of the building, the quality of load-bearing walls directly affects the safety of residents. If developers cut corners and use substandard materials during construction, how can such houses guarantee the safety of occupants? Furthermore, journalists inquired about whether the houses underwent scrutiny and approval from government departments such as the Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development and the Public Security Bureau during construction. However, the developer remained evasive and unwilling to disclose further information over the phone. At a construction site in Sichuan, China, a young worker recently experienced a heart-stopping test. He was tasked with inspecting the quality of a newly built staircase. However, to everyone's surprise, the seemingly sturdy staircase collapsed with a thunderous crash after he had only taken a few steps. This incident not only astonished the workers present but also sparked profound reflection across various sectors of society on the issue of construction quality. This staircase collapse undoubtedly epitomizes the most vivid interpretation of tofu-dreg projects. The term refers to construction projects of poor quality and serious safety hazards. Such projects often result from corner cutting, the use of substandard materials, and non-compliance with construction standards, leading to weak structures and a high risk of accidents. Fortunately, in this case, the staircase collapse occurred during testing and had not yet been put into use, thereby avoiding casualties. Similarly, in another residential area in Sichuan, the shocking phenomenon of column fractures appeared in buildings delivered less than 2 years ago. Homeowners discovered that the fractured columns were filled not with solid concrete and steel bars but with a large amount of foam filler, with only a few steel bars for reinforcement. This discovery left homeowners shocked and deeply concerned about their safety. Homeowners quickly reported this issue to the developer, who sent personnel to address it. However, the problem seemed unresolved, as similar column fractures reappeared shortly afterward. This raised strong doubts among homeowners about the developer's handling and attitude towards the issue. More unsettlingly, such column fractures were not isolated incidents. Homeowners found varying degrees of fractures in almost every building in the residential area during their inspections. They randomly selected one for investigation and found the interior of the column still filled with a large amount of foam filler. Homeowners expressed that since discovering these foam-filled columns, their sense of safety at home has been shattered. They worry that such houses cannot meet standard load-bearing requirements and fear the consequences in the event of natural disasters like earthquakes. Facing homeowners' questioning and concerns, the project manager of the developer attempted to explain. He stated that during pouring, foam or filler is injected due to incomplete pouring of the formwork, followed by plastering at the end. He insisted that this practice has no impact on the overall structure of the house. However, homeowners found through actual measurements that the foam filling exceeded more than half of the column's interior area. Faced with this fact, the developer changed tack, stating they would conduct filling repairs later. However, homeowners expressed strong dissatisfaction with this and directly reported the housing issues to the local development regulatory department. Yet, the regulatory department staff claimed that using foam to fill columns during construction is a normal practice. They explained that this method serves as a cushion and insulation in the structure, and has been calculated by designers. They firmly stated that this has no impact on the overall quality and structure of the house. However, homeowners remained unconvinced. They believed that the explanations from the regulatory department and the developer failed to alleviate their concerns about housing safety. They called for a thorough investigation by relevant authorities and a clear, reasonable explanation, as well as action from the developer to ensure homeowners' safety. From residential buildings to municipal structures, tofu-dreg projects are rampant. In Yongzhou, Hunan Province, China, a recent public facility construction quality issue has attracted widespread attention. On February 15, 2024, it was revealed that a levee project in Ningyuan County was severely compromised in quality, constructed simply with sand and soil, to the extent that it could easily be destroyed with a stick. This incident quickly sparked strong public dissatisfaction and concerns. As an important flood control facility, the levee directly affects the lives and property safety of surrounding residents. How can such a fragile levee protect people's safety in the face of real flood challenges? In response to public questioning, government officials quickly responded on February 16. They admitted the levee indeed had quality issues, primarily due to poor concrete quality and insufficient cement usage. Officials stated that the government had instructed the construction party to rebuild it and would strictly supervise the process. However, this response did not fully appease public anger. People questioned why qualified building materials were not found and used during initial construction. Why were such obvious quality issues not detected during inspections? Does this indicate deeper management flaws and collusion behind the scenes? Furthermore, in 2023, in Jiangsu, China, the newly delivered high-rise residential buildings in Shangdui district revealed serious quality issues, triggering strong dissatisfaction and concerns among homeowners. Upon investigation, it was found that these highly anticipated new houses had numerous alarming problems. In one of the apartments in Building 8, the kitchen's floor and ceiling showed signs of water leakage. More shockingly, the cement floors in the bedroom, living room, and other rooms were so fragile that they could easily be punctured with wood. This starkly contrasts with the traditional perception of durable cement floors, raising serious doubts about the quality of the houses among homeowners. Additionally, there were significant safety hazards with the balcony's metal railings. These thin iron sheets were only secured with 2 screws and could easily wobble with slight force, failing to ensure resident safety. Meanwhile, the supporting facilities in the community were incomplete, with landscaping, streetlights, surveillance cameras, and especially critical firefighting facilities such as fire extinguishers and hydrants missing, posing significant potential risks to homeowners' lives. It was reported that homeowners in Shangdui district purchased their homes in 2018, with the developer originally scheduled to deliver them in June 2020. However, due to various reasons, the delivery was delayed 3 times, with homeowners only notified of the handover at the end of April 2023. However, faced with so many problems, homeowners found it difficult to accept such houses. Homeowners said they had bought the houses with their hard-earned money, and they dared not to take such houses honestly. To understand the situation, reporters contacted the developer, whose staff claimed that their main buildings had passed inspections and met the delivery conditions stipulated in the sales contracts. However, when asked how cement floors could be punctured with wood, the response was unclear. With reporters' intervention, officials from the housing department in Huayin district, Huayin City, arrived on the scene. He told reporters that the punctured cement floors were using a new process. However, this also indicates that there are still quality problems in the construction. In addition, there may have been no spot checks during the final inspection. Such explanations clearly failed to quell the anger and concerns of homeowners. Moreover, on December 3, 2023, a man in Nanning, Guangxi, discovered that the balcony railing of his new house could be easily pulled out by hand, quickly attracting social attention. According to homeowners, these railings could be pulled out like vegetables in a vegetable garden, with a burial depth of only about 1 centimeter, far from meeting safety standards. Why does China have so many tofu-dreg projects? The emergence of this series of problems ultimately stems from inadequate regulatory systems. During the implementation of engineering projects, there are often multiple intermediate links, with numerous basket lifters among them, referring to those who are qualified but do not actually work. They extract profits from the projects through various means, leading to severe underfunding for those truly responsible for construction. To ensure their profits, these construction workers have to cut corners in various aspects such as raw materials and construction techniques, resulting in the prevalence of tofu-dreg projects. Take the Tiananmen Gate Tower.